So I keep looking over at you guys because like where my screen is,
Mm.
my camera's here. Might have to move you there. Okay. Well, for the sake of time, I believe it's recording, right? You guys heard the recordings on?
Mhm.
Okay, perfect, perfect. Okay, so for the sake of time, we'll get started. For those of you that registered, you'll be getting this replay after the fact. So Christine and I want to welcome you to our Protein Secrets for Longevity. We did a like back to school family protein webinar back in August, and there's just such a need to get this information out to people. And it's just not that there's just so much you can do to strengthen your overall health, optimize it. Muscle is so important, protein is so important. So Christine and I wanted to just jump on today for about 30, 45 minutes, give you, um, like the deep dive of this and what's important. And I want to make sure everybody, there's a link also in your emails for that longevity protein power guide. And it is meant to be a beautiful supplement to this information. Christine and I could talk about protein probably for hours. So we're kind of hitting like the super important things, but that supplement guide is huge. It pairs very beautifully with this webinar. So, with that, we're going to talk about all things protein. Gotta move my little cursor. There we go. Maybe this there. And I will let you introduce yourself first, Christine.
Sure. Well, welcome everybody. I think for me, I really struggled. There was a season I struggled with nutrition. I struggled with body image, mindset, and just having a healthy angle of that, have a healthy understanding. It really changed everything. And so I love, as a restorative coach, helping people in their movement, in their belief system, but also nutrition and overall wellness. So there's so much that goes in tandem and hand in hand. So just love co-partnering with Julie on this as far as like muscles, movement, nutrition, and just really thriving in every season of life.
Awesome. And for those of you that don't know me, I'm Julie Brown. I'm a nurse practitioner. I'm certified in functional medicine. I have my own functional medicine practice. I'm board certified and licensed in Florida and Colorado. I have primarily an ICU, cardiac, trauma, neuro, ortho, flight nursing, heavy nurse background, but just I've been a nurse practitioner for like 6, 7 years at this point, almost going on year 8. And through my own personal health journey, discovered the power of functional medicine. And I was like, I have to get certified. I have to open my own practice. I want patients to be seen, felt heard, validated. I had a call earlier this morning and it was one of my like last minute quick ones. She needed to hop on and she's like, Julie, you were the first person ever in 5 decades that's actually listened to me, believed me, and got to the root cause. And so helping you like be empowered with knowledge and energy and information is super important to both Christine and I. And we don't have like cookie cutter protocols per se. We really individualize and personalize what you need because all of us are different. And so it's just super exciting to partner with Christine and help give you the information you need to optimize your overall health and longevity. Quick disclaimer before we jump in, this is informational only essentially. It is, although Christine and I are like super knowledgeable and experts in our fields, this is informational, educational. It does not establish a client-patient relationship. We are open to all the questions, and we encourage you to make sure you are reaching out to your primary team, trusted team, if you're wanting to add or remove anything from your current regimen. So today it's all things protein. So we're going to talk about protein strength and some simple strategies to help you feel strong, energized, and unstoppable. We're going to cover like, how longevity and protein tie in together, understanding how protein plays a crucial role in longevity and maintaining vitality as we age. We'll talk about what protein actually does for our bodies. It's not just about building muscle and if you're going to the gym and lifting weights. Protein is actually fundamental to countless bodily functions. We'll discuss what happens as we age. Our bodies change and our protein needs change also. So it's not a black and white answer. And then we'll tackle the question that most people have is like, how much protein do you really need? It's more personalized than you actually might think. Um, it's all about maintaining muscle health, which is essential for long, active life. And as a bonus, we're going to do some specific topics towards the end about collagen secrets, movement, and practical ways to incorporate protein in your daily routine. A common thing that I get, I'm sure Christine does as well, is, well, like, how on earth can I possibly get that much protein in? And it's actually way easier than you think. And so we share some tips with you on the webinar. And then also in that longevity protein power guide, there's a whole page on breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, and other ideas and options to make it easy for you. All right. This is a fun one. I think Christine and I are going to tag team this one. So I'll start and then Christine can help fill in the blanks. So there is no such thing as a healthy sedentary person. Our longevity is directly linked to the health of our muscles. So first, we'll talk about the sedentary lifestyle piece. So being sedentary, it isn't just neutral. It's directly tied to our metabolic dysfunction, insulin resistance, and muscle loss. We are actively losing muscle as we age. So essentially, a lack of movement is now recognized as a huge major risk factor for chronic diseases and prevent premature aging. The next one is sarcopenia. So after the age of 35, basically that means, muscle loss. Muscle loss accelerates between 3 to 8% per decade, and that's a given. It starts as early as our 30s and speeds up, especially after our 50s, often contributing to, arguably leading to fatigue, balance issues, weakness, and unfortunately, ultimately, our loss of independence. This is very interesting, it's expected to surpass obesity as the leading epidemic in aging population. But remember, this isn't just a solution about calories, it's about muscle building nutrition and resistance training, which I know Christine can highlight a little bit more on. I'm going to let you jump in and then I'll wrap up with the GLP-1 question that always comes up.
Oh, definitely. It's interesting because I think it just takes some, when you look at what does that look like, muscle, resistance training. Do I need to go to the gym every single day, lift weights every single day? Even just incorporating 2 to 3 days a week, 20 minutes in those 2 to 3 days, but highlighting lifting resistance, like lifting weights. And then as you get confidence, as you learn how to do it, it's adding the load, adding the weight or the reps. But even for my 79-year-old father, I could tell I asked him, "Can you get up off the floor?" And he was kind of wobbly. And I could tell he's atrophied his muscles over time. And I just simply worked with a few things, mainly body weight movements first, and then added 10-pound weights. And now he can get up off the floor faster than his wife, who's 10 years younger. And so it's just, again, really elevates the longevity and the independence that there is strength and balance and strength in just doing some simple things and being consistent over time.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you. I bring up the GLP-1 topic because it comes up in almost every encounter, not just my patient encounters, but just in general. Everybody has, it's like the elephant in the room. So like the Ozempics and the Wegovy's and Mounjaros and things like that. So it's a super hot topic. These medications are here to stay. They do have some benefits. I'm not anti-GLP-1, but there's a much bigger picture that has to be considered. So up to 50% of here's where Christine and I are like, oh, up to 50% of the weight lost is muscle, and muscle is your currency to longevity. So it's not that we're anti GLP-1 injections, it's just there has to be a strong relationship with proper nutrition and muscle if you're going to utilize these drugs, which if it's going to help you lose 100 plus pounds, that's great because that's super important and better for you. But it's a bigger picture than just a quick number or a quick fix on the scale. So without that intentional protein intake and movement, users really risk long-term permanent metabolic changes. The rapid muscle loss can lead to basically aging your bones by like 10 years. So for that number on the scale, without proper paired nutrition and muscle, it's just causes some long-term issues, which are unfortunately can be permanent. Anabolic resistance is another important topic in regards to how it impacts our overall muscle health. It's crucial to understand muscle is not just about strength. It's a choice that we make every single day. Muscles are in a constant state of breakdown and rebuilding, and every protein we consume has a half-life. So without sufficient quality protein, our muscles fall behind in this like relentless cycle. As we age, our muscles become less responsive to protein, meaning we actually need even more of it to maintain our strength. This might sound challenging, but the good news is that strategic nutrition can really make a significant difference. And research shows that older muscles can respond just like younger ones when meals include around 30 grams of protein, and especially that 2.5 grams of leucine specifically, which we'll get into in a few slides. I want to make sure you don't forget about the longevity power guide. I know I've already mentioned it a few times. It will be an embedded link in your thank you follow-up email as well. But it is a great supplement to what Christine and I have put here together for the webinar.
Yeah, I think as you turn the page, like that is one of the significant things that I think even Julie and I realized is and learned about is the half-life and just that we do need such intentionality on when and how we eat. And so I know future slides are going to show that. And it's something that you want to share this with other friends. You want to share this with people because this is just that important.
Yeah, thank you, Christine. Protein is our number one macronutrient. It is the powerhouse of our nutrition. It supports so many vital functions in our body. Think of, and I know I've already said this, but it is, muscle is your currency to longevity. It's your metabolic currency. It's your anti-aging organ. It's not just for people who hit the gym hard. Protein is critical for every single one of us. It plays a crucial role not just in muscles, but in hormones, in mood, in metabolism, in immune function. Even if you never hit the gym, never lift a dumbbell, which arguably Christine and I would encourage you to lift a little bit at least, all of these benefits apply to you. It builds and protects muscle mass, which is your body's metabolic engine. Protein is the fuel that keeps this engine running smoothly. Unlike fats and carbs, you store fats and carbs. So, unlike fats and carbs, your body doesn't store protein. That's why it's essential to make sure you're mindful and intentional about it every single day to stay strong, repair your tissues, and keep functioning at your best. Protein also keeps you feeling full and balanced. And for those of you that know me, I'm big on blood sugar. It stabilizes blood sugar and helps crush those cravings, giving you more energy and satiety throughout the day. I love the quote from Dr. Gabriel Lyons, age is inevitable, strength or weakness is a choice. So by choosing protein, you're supporting your metabolism, your hormones, your bone density, and your cognition. So with the right approach, you can definitely harness the power of protein. And we're going to give you some great examples coming up soon. If Christine has anything else she wants to add.
Oh, so good. It's packed full. I know we got more. This is so good.
Okay. And then I know that Christine, I think I'm going to let you lead this slide.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
I think for many people, there sometimes is the notion of intermittent fasting, waiting a long time to eat. People ask me that, is that healthy? Is that the right thing to do? I think, again, it goes back to when I break my fast, is the first meal really got a robust amount of protein? And we're talking 30 to 45 grams of protein. So I always tell people if in that eating window, you get the substantiated number of calories and protein that your body needs to be fueled for the day, then that's great. If you have your eating window from noon to 6 or noon to 7. But I think what most people find is they're not eating enough and they're not eating enough of the protein. So honestly, the half-life and what we talked about as we age, our muscles are just not as good as really responding to that protein. So when we have 30 plus grams, it's almost like the starter, the trigger turned over, and our body now is able to capitalize on that protein and we see the results. If we minimize it and we only eat about 15 to 20 and we have more of a carb, fat, first meal, we're missing that opportunity to start the day and let our body and metabolism, our mind, our fuel really accelerate and thrive throughout the day. So, understandably, arguably, the first meal is so key to getting that amount of protein in the day. And it also makes it easier to hit the number, whether it's 130 grams or 105 grams. Again, it's based on our bone structure, our weight, our metabolism, everything's built on how many grams. For everyone, it's different. But that first meal is vitally important. And the timing, type, and target, and we'll talk about that more specifically in what we need in the next few slides.
Yeah, thank you, Christine. Yeah, perfectly stated. All right, how much do we really need? So this is doing a little bit of a deeper dive to the previous slide. So the recommended daily allowance is about zero point 0.7 to 1 gram per pound. Well, I like easy math. I don't want to like have to do the calculations of pounds to kilograms and back and forth in grams. So a good ballpark easy math is about half your weight, ideal body weight. So if you should weigh 150 pounds, that's your ideal body weight, then 75 grams of protein would be the low end, that the minimum we would want you to get. And then as we get older, if you're sick, if you're undergoing chemotherapy and things like that, you need significant amount more. So the bare minimum would be half your ideal body weight in grams of protein. So that's just a little bit easier for me to do that. Um, let me see, I wrote down a few extra little talking points here for you guys. So the leucine is super, super important. It kickstarts your muscle protein synthesis, and you only need 2.5 grams. So it's one of your amino acids. It's commonly found in proteins like whey, various animal proteins, and Shaklee's Life Shake foundational protein, which is amazing if you've not tried that. So you are wanting to make sure that in each of your meals, you're getting at least that 2.5. It's just that fire kickstarter for that, your metabolism and muscle protein synthesis. So like Christine said, we want to start the day with 30 to 40, so kind of front loaded. That's a huge win for your muscles. And then avoid saving all your protein for the end of the day, knowing that it's got that half-life and knowing that you don't store it. You want to give it like an even distribution throughout the day, kick-starting it, front loading it with that 30 to 40 in the morning. Again, that's going to help cravings. It's going to help maintain your energy level and your muscle support throughout the entire day. Christine, do you have anything else?
Yeah, I think for me, when I struggle with an eating disorder, just even body image, I think, I want, you want to lose weight. And so you just don't eat enough. I think that's the most things when women ask me, I will say, how much are you eating a day? And just give me a ballpark. And I find they're under eating or they're under protein. And if I want that longevity, if I want to thrive, I really want to slowly build those numbers up. So we're not saying maybe you're only eating 50 grams a day and we're like, jump to 105. I think a good 2 to 3 weeks to get to that optimal is what's going to make it easier, but it's doable. It's so doable. So I think we love helping people find those targets and thrive in that.
Perfect. So as we age, obviously, we're all in different chapters of life, but as we age, certain physical changes become more apparent. We see injury and illness, even a short period of bed rest. I saw it in the ICU all the time. It hits adults, older adults, just much harder. They tend to lose muscle at twice the rate of a younger person. So this phenomenon is commonly known as catabolic crisis, and it's really, really hard to bounce back. While age obviously is inevitable, weakness is an option. So muscle recovery is super important. It over time, your muscle recovery like naturally slows with age. It can take where it would take a younger adult weeks to recover, an older adult can take months to recover. Muscle loss isn't an automatic process, but by incorporating your protein, as we're going to get into some more details, regular movement, smart habits into your daily life, you can rewrite your longevity story. Think of muscle as your insurance policy for healthy aging. So just like any insurance, you don't want to let it lapse. So prioritize maintaining your muscle mass, not only for physical strength, but to ensure you have higher quality of life as you age. I love this one. Think of collagen as your structural glue that kind of holds everything together. I think people think of it as like the anti-aging serum. It not only supports your skin, but also your joints, your bones, and even our gut health. So it's known as like the anti-aging superhero, but it does play a crucial role in maintaining the structure and elasticity of our skin. That's what most of us know it as well as the health of our cartilage and our joints. But unfortunately, as we age, our natural collagen production goes down, leading to those lovely wrinkles and joint discomfort. Um, to truly benefit from collagen, it really likes its two best friends, vitamin C and protein, to get the best absorption. Without adequate vitamin C, our body struggles to like form or repair collagen fibers efficiently. But meanwhile, dietary protein provides the necessary amino acids to help facilitate and support this process. So when you're considering collagen supplements, there's a couple different types. And early on, I was just like collagens. But obviously, as you know, I've learned more. I'm like, oh my gosh, there's actually three types of collagen. So the best type is a hydrolyzed form. Think of it like the collagen peptides. Basically, it's pre-broken down so your body can easily absorb it and utilize it more efficiently. There are three types, like I said. Type 1 and 3 collagen come from bovine or marine sources, abundant in skin, bone, and our tendons. Type 2 is particularly beneficial for our joints and cartilage. So for my patients who, I mean, all three are great because then you're making sure you're hitting everything. But if it's somebody who really is having arthritis issues, for example, and they're taking Tylenol at night just to get through the night to sleep because their joints are so achy and hurt, I really encourage them to focus and prioritize the type 2 in those examples. Um, Christine, do you have, I know you recently did some educational stuff on collagen for us.
Yeah, I would say it's interesting, like hormones change. So when estrogen declines, it really impacts our collagen. So this is not like, do you think it's happening to me? No, when we're in our 40s and 50s, we definitely have lost estrogen. We've definitely lost those hormones numbers have changed. And so it just accelerates the collagen loss. It's just inevitable. Like age is inevitable. We're going to lose collagen. So this is one of those things that you want to supplement. That's what supplements are. You really want to add it back into your diet because your body needs it to really thrive. Um, yeah, that I think in our, I was right looking back over this in our primarily, if we want to preserve and protect, we really need this collagen supplement.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you. Movement. So, movement is essential as we age. 50% of people are not moving nearly enough, which actually leads to accelerated aging. When we aren't using our muscles, they start to weaken, our metabolism slows down, insulin resistance creeps up. That's where we have more of that like abdominal weight gain that we've never had before. And it's just like this extra 10 to 15 pounds around in our abdomen area, and it's just so frustrating. We feel like we can't lose it. Staying active is crucial because it not only protects your muscles, but also your brain and your hormones. So think of daily exercise as medicine for your mitochondria, and that's just me getting like cellularly geeky. It's basically the powerhouse of our cells, and we need to make sure that they stay strong, healthy, and energized. The second point is about exercise and protein. And so, movement makes your muscles more receptive to protein, which enhances repair and recovery. And when you combine movement with like 30 grams of protein post workout, it is just a really awesome, potent anti-aging formula. Every rep, walk, stretch really prompts your body to maintain muscle and strength, especially preserving them for years. Like it's important. You don't have to do crazy heavy lifting. You don't have to do HIIT classes. You don't have to cycle 100 miles on the weekend. I mean, if you're doing that, that's amazing. That's great. But just movement in general, it could literally just be, a 10 or 15-minute walk in the morning. That is better than nothing. Um, Third point, which again, I'm talking about movement, is that even short, consistent movements make a big difference. Sitting too long can increase inflammation and fatigue, but just 10 minutes of movement each hour can lower your blood sugar and improve your mood. So your body really thrives and needs movement. So embrace it as a privilege to aging strong. I tell my patients who have insulin resistance and blood sugar issues, I'm like, you have to move for 5 to 10 minutes after you eat. It's really tempting to just go sit on the couch, turn on the football game, and let your food digest. But just 5 to 10 minutes of movement after you eat makes a huge impact on your blood sugar and that a resulting insulin spike to help bring the blood sugar down. If you're in a cold, state or cold climate, I even say like just 30 air squats is enough, or a dance party in the kitchen if you have little kids and they think it's super silly, but it's actually really, really great for our blood sugar and ultimate inflammation. If it's your blood sugar's high, you're going to have increased inflammation.
I love that. I love the dance party. I think you should do a reel or reel on that. And I even too, like when it was late at night and I could tell I had eaten a heavier meal than normal, I just remember walking up and down my stairs for
Yeah.
probably like, 10 times. until I felt like my heart rate was racing in my chest. And then I stopped because I thought, I need to kind of get this. I don't want to go to bed in an hour with this huge tummy full of food. So even that was so helpful, just getting my body moving.
Yeah. And then smart supplementation for longevity. So these are just some good recommendations. I commonly get asked, what are the top 4 or 5 things that you would recommend to really help me optimize my overall health and longevity? The first thing, Christine and I are like, Shackley products are just amazing, tried and true. And so that is usually our go-to. I do have a few other lines that, depending on the patient and the situation, that are my go-tos, but it's almost always like front and center is Shackley. So the Life Shake, there are so many protein options out there, and the more research you do on them, I mean, that Shackley line is like clean, pure, amazing, wonderful. I have used a glucose monitor, and other protein shakes will spike my blood sugar. The Life Shake does not affect my blood sugar because it's clean and pure, and my body knows what to do with all the ingredients. So with that and collagen, I mean, you're getting at least 30 plus grams of clean protein, and it does have the leucine in it as well. The best timing is in the morning, so you can start your day off that way and you're hitting that 30 to 40 gram mark right away, or post exercise, or both in the same day, and then you're at 60 plus. Um, so it's not just a meal, it's like a nutrient dense powerhouse that boosts energy, satiety, and really helps your metabolism. And I'm a big fan of it, really helping keep that blood sugar normal and not spiking. Then another powerful combination trio that we talk about in the longevity protein power guide has 2 full slides, or 2 pages, I should say, that just talk about collagen, creatine, and your brain. Oh my gosh, I just drew a blank. Amino acids. My gosh, the
Oh,
BC.
BCAAs? Is
Yeah,
that what
the
you mean?
say what they stand for.
Oh, branch chain amino
Yeah,
acid?
I'm like, what did the B? I just had like a total, yeah. So
Okay.
branched chain amino acids, I know this. So collagen supports, as we talked about, joint, skin, and gut. Creatine is not only for muscle strength, but also brain energy, so cognition and bone density. And then your brain chain amino acids, goodness, they're great for reducing soreness and preserving lean mass, especially during fasting or exercise. And remember what I said, that was a couple slides ago, the best friend for collagen, it really likes to be paired with protein and vitamin C. And then magnesium is my favorite mineral. It's crucial for recovery and stress regulation. Magnesium has over 300 functions in our body. I just love it. Most of us are deficient, and it can help so many things. It promotes relaxation, deep sleep. It improves insulin sensitivity. It's great for people with headaches, with neuropathy, with restless leg syndrome, with constipation. It just has so many benefits. For women over 40, though, magnesium levels tend to be low. Just in general, patients are usually magnesium deficient. So this is a very easy one that hits multiple things, and it's completely natural, and your body knows what to do with that. And the last for cellular repair and inflammation would be the Omega Guard and CoQ10, for both of those reasons. So these help protect your brain. Notice we're talking about cognition and bones a lot. So it helps protect your brain, your heart, your muscles. This is a power pair for energy and longevity as well.
Good stuff. And I think the combining, I think going, when sometimes you might think, where do I take all this? So I will make a life shake and I will add water and the protein and maybe, I don't know, frozen banana or fruit, but I will put in the collagen and the creatine. And so mix it, it's frothy, it's nice, it's easy. And so there I'm kind of getting my bang for my buck in that one smoothie.
Yeah. No, and that's another, like I have I brought them here with me, so I don't know if it's with the background, but the collagen 9 and the up and glowing. So these two I put in my coffee in the morning, and that's 21 grams of protein right there just in those 2 packets, which I absolutely love. Okay, next slide. Almost done, almost done. This is the last big content slide, and then it's the thank you slide, and open it up to Q&A. So I wanted to give you guys kind of like protein in real life, like for the day, some ideas that you could look at. And I tried to give you like the why, some examples. So starting with breakfast, we were talking about hitting at least that 30-gram target goal for seeing out the gate. So this is like a game changer for the day, sets your metabolism, helps with your energy throughout the day. Things like maybe swapping out cereal for things like eggs, Greek yogurt, or the protein shake like Christine was just talking about. You can even add, like she mentioned, the collagen and the protein powder. Like I said, I do it to my coffee, or you can mix the collagens unflavored, and that's 10 grams. And then you can mix that in like oatmeal. So if you love oatmeal in the morning, add that 10 grams of collagen, and you're getting, additional 10 grams right there. With lunch, I do try to stick to that 30 to 40 grams lean protein with fiber. So think about maybe swapping out the sandwiches for grain bowls, like use wraps with chicken, salmon, or tofu. We're really big on like, if you're vegetarian or you're okay with animal products, like we'll help you navigate and create whatever like a day of, different meals would look like for you. Always make sure you're including those healthy fats, avocado, olive oil, nuts, coconut oil to help enhance that overall nutritional profile. For dinner, again, it's usually that 30 grams on average. I try not to like stockpile and, do all of my protein at the end of the day. So just think like palm-sized portions of protein, grilled fish, steak. Make sure half your plate is veggies, a quarter is protein, and a quarter is carbs. If you start your meals with just a few bites of protein first, it really helps blunt that glucose spike. You can have your carbs. You don't have to eat all your protein first, but just a few bites of protein first really, really, really helps that blood sugar stay stabilized, which helps decrease inflammation overall. Um, Snacks, again, your turkey or cheese roll-ups, Greek yogurt, cottage cheese with berries. I tend to try to keep snacks around 10 to 20 grams. So I think like 15 to 20 grams of protein total and half that in carbs. Things like a small apple or a tablespoon of almond butter are great because you've got that, carb in the fruit, but then you've got the protein. So for blood sugar purposes, they do like to be paired together like that. And I do like, we're busy first thing in the morning. It's early. We're all running out. We're trying to throw stuff in our lunch boxes. And so I do try to, in snack bags ahead of time, like 2 to 3 days ahead of time, so I can just grab and go. And then I'll throw one in my purse or throw one in my car so that I'm not making bad choices when I'm on the run and life is hectic.
I love it. Preparation is key. I think that's the biggest thing.
It is, it is. So I told you. So that was the last big content slide. So Christine and I want to encourage you to reach out if you have any questions. We would love to answer a few questions before we actually formally end the webinar. Really want to be respectful of everybody's time. Some people are off today for the holiday, the Columbus Day holiday, and others are my daughter didn't have the day off. She's at school today. So we're about the 37-minute mark. I want to really try not to go over 45 just to be respectful of everybody's time. But real quick, like we really appreciate you joining. If you know of anybody that you think would benefit from this content, please, please, please look at that longevity protein power guide. It's full of so much information. Here's 3 screenshots of just 3 pages that I took from that and put it here so you could see. It just goes into even deeper dive. I mean, they're all my favorite, obviously, but that middle one is like by age and lifestyle and matches up how you should prioritize. Should I be doing more creatine? Should I be doing more collagen? What's more important based on my age and stage in life? That's there. And then I have like literally the protein power partners, like specific supplementation recommendations and why. That's all in that power guide. We just don't have, like I said, we don't have a couple hours today to cover that. So muscle is your metabolic gold, your currency to longevity. Nourish for repair, not restriction. So, as Christine touched on earlier, I feel like we're not getting enough because through our hormonal changes in our 40s and 50s, we put on that 10, 15, 20 additional pounds at minimum typically. And so then you start restricting because you want to lose weight, but that's actually creating the opposite effect for you. So we really want to encourage you to not restrict. You're probably not actually getting enough protein. So it's about fueling your body for vitality, but not depriving yourself because that can actually backfire on you. Um, I think that's it. And Christine, unless you have any closing thoughts, hopefully there's at least a couple questions that we can answer before we close.
Yeah, I just say taking small steps, maybe thinking what was the one thing you needed to hear, and really breaking it into bite-sized chunks, so to speak, and what you want to follow through, and not think about implementing everything all at once. It might be feel overwhelming, but I think a good self-awareness of where you're at and where you want to be, and what's one thing, one step you could take this week to get towards healthier, thriving, in your lifestyle and habits.
No, that's a great point. Is there any one thing that you heard today that you didn't know, or you're like, oh my gosh, that's what stuck with me? Just one key thing. That would be great for Christine and I to know. Or just was this helpful?
Um, I have been incorporating collagen in my coffee in the morning, but I didn't know about the vitamin C. So, and
Awesome.
I've been finding a lot of benefits using magnesium citrate. So, is there a difference between the glycinate and the citrate?
Great. So I love that. So good, better, best. Yay for you for doing the collagen. That's awesome. So just even better would be to add the vitamin C for even better absorption and processing. Regarding the magnesium, I tell my patients this all the time. It is like the apple aisle. So there's lots of varieties of apples. There's lots of varieties of magnesium. Magnesium. So some apples are great for pie. Some are better for snacking. Magnesium's the same way, the different varieties based on what you need. So I call glycinate the mama magnesium. She kind of takes care of all the things and is very gentle on your stomach. So she kind of hits everything, takes care of everyone, and that's a more global one. The citrate I see as more specific for bowel regulation. It's going to help with that. And you know you're
That
taking,
has helped me. Yes.
yes. So you know, and it's a trace mineral. It's so good
Yes.
for us. You know you're taking too much if you have diarrhea, then you know you're taking too much. So somebody who has like IBS or Crohn's, or then we look at other things, but the citrate is very, very great for bowel regulation.
It's been great.
Glycinate is like the mama. So she kind of takes care of everything.
That is an amazing illustration. I did not know that the way you explained it was
Have,
super helpful. Thank you. It's
have
really
I,
good.
yeah. Oh my, I'm surprised I've not, yeah, no, that I do the apple aisle explanation and it just like turns the light on for everybody typically. They're like, that's great.
So, how much vitamin C with the collagen?
I don't like, it depends on what brand, it depends on what you're getting, it depends on, so I'd have to see kind of what you're getting to, I have to look at the label because there's so many different options out there. So I don't have like a go-to dose. It's just more of like the label and what your blood work looks like. I'm always looking at your blood work before I'm giving specific dosage recommendations. Christine,
I'm
do you
get-
have
I'm
like a
getting that done this week. So,
good, good. Get your fasting insulin done as well. That is an early marker for diabetes. The ones that they checked routinely isn't late marker. So see, you're already getting it drawn. See if they'll add a fasting insulin. It's like $7 more.
oh, okay,
Yeah.
great.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm getting Steve and I'm going to follow up with your text, Julie, and I'll follow through so we can get that lab work
Okay.
in and get done. So
Do
yeah.
you have, Christine, do you have a vitamin C like go-to dose?
I would say, well, I have one vitamin C, I have a chewable because I know and I love that. And it's more of when I'm in a season of around me, people are coughing, I might feel like a catch. That's more of a preventative or like in that season. I do have a sustained release that is more for maintenance. And it's 500 milligrams, I believe,
Okay.
and more for like a daily maintenance. But I do the chewable because A, it tastes really good, but also it's something of it's my arsenal in that immunity season. So I will use that as well. I have a friend that literally puts it in a bowl and she keeps it on her counter kind of during the times and her kids or people come by because it's like sweet tart, but it's chewable vitamin C. It's really yummy.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you, Claudia, for your feedback. I appreciate it.
Mhm.
All right. Well, unless Michelle or Lisa have anything to add, I will give everybody back the rest of their day.
Thanks, you guys. That was so good. That your visuals and your stories and the information is just gold. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Michelle.
All right.
Thank you.
Hey, make sure you get your longevity guide. Let us know if
And
you
pass
guys
it and pass. That's something you can share with someone else. And if they need to know more, they know how to reach Julie, which is a gold mine. So yeah, that's feel free to share. I would say the guide with someone and there's information how to reach out if they have more questions.
yeah.
So, how do I get that exactly?
It's in the email. I've embedded it as a grab it here and it's a hyperlink. So if you click on it, it's going to open up as a like a website link. Um,
Okay.
but I can also send it to you as a PDF as well. So by registering, I have your email, so I can just send it to you. If you have trouble, just respond to that email and say, Julie, it didn't work,
Okay.
and I
Okay.
can send you the PDF.
All right.
It will also be on my website. So my website, it's listed here in this. I'll go ahead and just say it for the purpose of the webinar. It's www.the, so THE, so the functional difference
Okay.
.org. So www.thefunctionaldifference.org. And that has my prior webinar recordings. It has all the resources. It's had blogs, it has recipes, supplement recommendations. There's tons of information on there. And again, all of this is free. Christina and I are just super passionate about getting the information out to as many people as possible. So please feel free to
Great.
share. Awesome.
Thanks, Julie.
All right.
Thanks, Christine. Bye.
Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.